Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. Today we are going to talk about Rivian Automotive and whether it's a good investment and if you should consider putting it in your portfolio. Now today, as I'm sitting here looking at CNBC, Rivian is due for their quarterly earnings report. So we'll take a look at today some real quick facts about it, and then I'll give my opinion at the end of what I feel about investing in it, or will I be investing in it, or is it even worth the time as an investor at this point in its infancy. Now, some quick facts about Rivian that I didn't know about. I mean, I've seen the truck on the road, and it's a nice looking truck a couple of times, but you know, but let's get into it. I didn't know that the IPO is less than a year old. I didn't know that. I remember watching CNBC one time, and they had Rivian up there, and it was like at the IPO launch, and then like a little bit after it like really took off, and I was like, damn, what the hell is that? I didn't really pay attention to it, but this is what they were talking about. But yeah, first thing I like to talk about is I didn't know that Amazon has a contract with Rivian, which is cool. They have a contract. I think it's, what is it, like 100,000. They have a contract to deliver 100,000 EV trucks to Amazon by 2030. So that's a good thing to have money lined up like that, to have it contract lined up where, you already know you're going to be engaged and you got future earnings and profits coming. That's one thing. Another thing I didn't know is Ford had gave them a few $100 million as well as an investor. So they're backed by Ford and by Amazon, which is pretty cool. But I think it fell out. They had a falling out over it. Now, I don't know what it was about, but I think things fell through with that. But I'll give my opinion on that later on if I have time. They raised $11 billion since the initial IPO. $11 billion. That's serious. But, and they have a goal of like 1 million cars annually. I think it's annually by 2030. 1 million cars, kicking out 1 million cars annually. Manufacturing, is a serious thing right now. Like with Lucid, they have been manufacturing issues, and this company right here, I'm sure, is having manufacturing issues too. Just because of the thing of, the chips, it's a chip shortage, and, components to make these EV cars are in, they're in high demand, but like they're scarce right now, and what's cool about it is, another fact about it is, they only have one plant. Like Lucid, they only have one plant. I didn't know that, so that's amazing to even have that much, that many investors wanting to be on your team and wanting to invest in you, and they see a vision with the company, and the IPO's barely been out, and it had highs, and now it's, it has lows as well, but it says something about they're doing something that these big name corporations want to be a part of. Now, getting into it, now the earnings of the day, right now at present, the stock is sitting at $38.67. I'm looking at Yahoo Finance right here, and it's up 3.4%. Now, a lot of times when you see this as a young investor or a novice investor, when you see it raising like this, there's usually inside track that they're going to have good earnings. Now, don't quote me on that, but I mean, from my experiences of being in the stock market, a lot of times when it's an earnings day, when they're running green like that, it's usually going to be a good report. Now, the one thing about the stock, getting into it from my perspective of what I don't really particularly, where it raises eyebrows with me, and where I would be like, okay, as far as the investment, I would hold off on it, is this. I wrote down a couple of points here. Let me get my index card. Number one, the IPO was not a year old, and I think it started November of 2021. It's not even a year old yet, and we've seen spikes of up to $179 down to $19. Now, Not trying to be a sour person, but I mean, I'm an investor, so I'm looking for value. Dealing with a stock like this, right? When they first come out, this is one of the main reasons why they tell you when the stock comes out, you don't want to get it, no matter how hot the stock is, initially when the IPO shoots out. Because if they've been here since November of 2021, they've only had what? Not even, what, 4 quarters? 4 earnings calls? You see what I'm saying? And then looking at the EPS, it's at negative $14.53 earnings per share. So they're still not profitable to where, you know, it's even worth the investment. But you know, a lot of stuff is on speculation, so we're not really going to knock that down. It's a brand new company. They do have a nice looking vehicle, like I added. But this goes back to, you know, when you're dealing with something where the IPO first starts, me personally, I give it at least 2 years or 8 earnings calls. You know, 8 to 12 at the most, because everything can start off hot. And then over time, it'll fizzle out. Remember, a big name, it's just like a movie. When a movie comes out, oh, this movie's coming out after a week or 2, weeks meaning quarters, like, and I would use it like that, like a week would be a quarter. It starts going down and down and down because people get used to it. Oh, they saw the movie, it's out, and then they go to something else. You know, now I'm not saying this is a bad company by any stretch of the imagination. You know, I don't know. I'm not really into the EV like that. Like I said before, I'm just giving my perspective of how I feel about, you know, just any stock. But looking at it, you know, it had it went all the way up to $179. Now think about this. Say you came in and you brought in, you saw the hype, because this is one of those FOMO examples. You brought the hype at, oh, man, it's been climbing, it's been climbing, it's been climbing. I got to jump in on this. I don't want to be late, because you looking over the fence at Tesla and what Tesla's doing. You got to remember, Tesla went through their ups and downs. You know what I mean? They're the pioneer. They're already up the road. You know, these people still got to crawl before they can even walk. Tesla's jogging already. You know, and EV is still in the infancy, you know, because these people are years behind Tesla's research and everything. And, you know, Tesla's not giving out no type of you know, info. Like, I give you an example. Like I said yesterday in my other video, you could check it out about Lucid. Lucid can only be compared to something like Rivian. Why? Because their numbers are similar. They're both not making a profit. They're both working out of one plant. You know, now Rivian got these grants, and I mean, not grants. They got these all these investors like banging in on them like that. Now I don't know if Lucid had that. You know, I'm not that deep in depth with the whole situation. And I'm not trying to put it like a battle, which is better. Because EV is just EV right now until years down the line when, you know, the sales numbers come in year after year and you start to see who's the leader and this and that, you know. But as far as this stock is concerned, looking at it, if you got caught at the top, you're stuck. You're stuck up there. Now, automotive stocks, just like GM and Ford and all these other things, you never see them that high. You know, they're cyclical. They deal with the economy and all. Same thing with these. And these, that Rivian truck, I don't know how much it costs, but I mean, somebody told me when I was I forgot where I was at. Where was I? We was talking about. Somebody told me it's twice as much as the Tesla truck. So I'm thinking a lot of these people that are buying these trucks want to say, hey, I was the first one to get this, or, you know, they must really be fans of EV to even purchase it, because some of the numbers are astronomical. But, you know, you got to avoid the FOMO. And I think, you know, a lot of people where this stock, the reason why I brought up that industry and auto industry like I just did before, not to go off subject, is because a lot of people with the stock being that high, it might not go back that high for years, if ever. So a lot of people, like I said, you know, you got to avoid the FOMO, fear of missing out, because you can get stuck up there at the 170 mark and it might never go back up there ever, you know. And these are clearly speculatory stocks right now. Now, I mean, you might have some implied information of why you feel as though you believe that this is right for you, or you might own a vehicle and say, you know what, this is a good vehicle, it's going to be around for a while, I want to invest in it. No problem. you know, and I'm not judging anybody. People like what they like. But, you know, just be careful, guys, with these any stock. You know, now, am I a fan of Rivian? I'm a fan of all technology. You know, especially people smarter than me. I'm a fan. I mean, I couldn't do it, so I mean, who am I to talk about it? You know, I've never drove in a vehicle. It looks nice, like I said multiple times, but, and then it says, you know, it's been going downhill since the 170 mark. And it's like, it's steadily going down and down. It seems like around, let's look here, around March, it then teetered in the 30s, high 30s. So from March until now, it's August, it's been teetering in the high 30s. This has not found its bottom yet, and it's not found its average of where it's going to be. A lot of investors jumped in, seeing the Amazon, seeing the Ford, seeing all of this other stuff, and they're like, man, if they're jumping in it, we gotta be a part of this, because, you know, we're seeing it. I'm gonna take you back a little bit. When Tesla first came, not even that. They used to be hogging Tesla, dogging it bad. Tesla price, oh, we don't know why the price is high. We don't know this, we don't know that. It's you know, these are just people on TV, talking heads. They're like, oh man, it's way overvalued. These are overvalued. You know, and we don't know where the price is coming from. And yeah, Tesla makes a good car, and it's not now. It's like now, you know, you don't really hear a lot of them really talking about Tesla like that. And some of them are even buying Tesla, no matter what price it is. Oh, Tesla could go, especially when Kathy Wood came out and was like, Tesla could be $4,000. A lot of people, oh, I can see that. You got to be careful when you listen to TV. And the reason why I brought that up is because stocks like like this stock right here, right? They're doing like what they did to Tesla with the talking all crazy and saying, oh, the stock is overvalued and the stock is this and stock is that. Some people on TV are still doing the same thing with this. Is it an overvalued stock? Yeah, it's overvalued, because it hadn't even hit its bottom, or like, you know, it's regular average of where the stock should be, right? It's not even a year old, and you know it's no. Now, the EV market is very confusing, and this goes back to, you know, invest in what you know. Yeah, we know it's an electric car. But is that enough to where you can say, hey, I'm going to invest in it? No, because there's so many of them. You know, it's so many of these cars, and they're all startups. Now, Tesla's down the road, granted, but you don't know if Lucid's going to pass this company, if NIO comes, you know, and then overtakes them all. So, I mean, it all comes down to, like I said yesterday in one of my videos, you can check it out. It's about Lucid. It all comes down to what you like. You know, hey, it's a nice looking car. I like the car. I did a little research on the company. I think they'll be, you know, around for a while. And it all comes down to that. You know, what you like is what you like. But yeah, I wanted to chime in prior to the earnings coming at 5 o'clock. I'll probably make another video. But, you know, this stock is very, very, very early. Like in its IPO, like I said, it's not even been out a year. Lucid's been out almost 2 years. And you see their numbers, if you go and look at the chart, their numbers have been teetering, okay, going slow. That's why I had picked Lucid, you know, as far as the EV play in my portfolio. Though it's a minute share, you know, of my portfolio, it's still an EV play in case things take off. I have a little bit of security. And as I learn about these things, hell, I might get some Lucid stock if it goes down low enough. But yeah, like I was just saying, I just wanted to talk about it a little bit. And just chime in and give, you know, before they give the earnings. And just talk a little bit about it, because I never, you know, spoke about the stock. But is it a good investment? I don't know. Would I invest in it right now? No. Looking at the way the growth is going up and down, and no, I wouldn't do it. Now, am I telling you? No. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just giving my opinion on YouTube. But that's about it until, you know, these earnings come out. We'll know a little bit more. They're having the same problems other EV companies are having, you know, with the shortages and stuff. So I'm dying to see what happens up here, you know, later on television. and with the earnings to see how it goes. But that's it. I just wanted to give my opinion a little bit, you know. And drop me a comment, guys. Tell me if you have the stock, if you're thinking about getting it. What's your thoughts on it? You know, I like to hear back. As always, if you could, hit the subscribe button. I drop videos daily, talk about different topics. And share the video, help the channel grow. And like the video, give me a thumbs up, you know. Yeah, that's it, guys. So until later, next video, you guys have a nice day. Happy investing. I love you, and take care.